Alright, so this video is going to be talking about horizontal and vertical lines. I'm going to use this little graph as an example. Alright, I'm just going to plot an ordered pair, just a random ordered pair right. That's probably not a good one. Let's do it good down right here. Yeah, that's a better one. Now this ordered pair, alright, is at a 6 and a 3. So there's two types of vertical lines. That's right, there's one type of vertical line. Sorry. There's two types of lines, horizontal and vertical. All right. Now horizontal lines will always be y equals a constant. So put y equals c. Just know that when I say c, I'm referring to a number that's called a constant. And a vertical line will always be x equals a constant. All right. So, for example, here's an x value, here's a y value. If I wanted to make a horizontal line that passes through a 6 and a 3, that would be y equals 3, which means I would just draw a horizontal line that passes straight through it. But if I wanted to make a vertical line that passes through 6, 3, my vertical line would be x equals 6. And I have to make a vertical line that would go straight through that point. So we're dealing with horizontal and vertical lines. Just so you know, horizontal lines always have a slope that's equal to 0, whereas vertical lines always have a slope that is considered to be undefinable. So we call it undefined. All right. Now, if you're ever struggling, something you are allowed to use, all right, you are allowed to use Desmos. So I'm going to go to Desmos right here. This is our test mode, so you can kind of see how it works. So watch what happens if I type in an ordered pair. Now, our ordered pair that I use as example is a 6, 3. That's how you could type it in. Now, what did I say the horizontal line would be? Y equals 3. That's the horizontal line. What's the vertical line that passes at that point? X equals 6. And you can clearly see that this point right here, 6 and a 3, that vertical line passes through it and that horizontal line passes through it. Okay, just remember, horizontal lines have a slope of 0. Vertical lines have a slope that's undefined. So when we look at this problem, all right, it says, what is the slope? Well, that's a vertical line, so the slope has to be undefined. Okay? Let's look at the next question. Let's see here. It says, what is the equation of a vertical line that passes through 2, 3? Well, where is 2, 3? Let's go ahead and type in a 2, 3, okay? 2, 3. Well, a vertical line that would pass through it would be x equals 2. A horizontal line that would pass through it would be y equals 3. So we have to do a what? A vertical line. Remember, vertical means straight up and down. So what's our x value? 2. What's our y value? 3. This is asking for a what? A vertical line. So this might be a good question for you to write down in your journal. So it says, what is the equation of a vertical line? Remember, this is your x value, and this is your y value. So a vertical line, which goes straight up and down, would be x equals 2, whereas a horizontal line would be at y equals 3. Remember, horizontal lines have a slope that's equal to 0. Vertical lines have a slope that's undefined. All right, so what's my equation? What am I going to type in for a vertical line? I'm going to type in x equals the number 2 is all I'm going to write down. Okay, pause the video. All right, so this one's pretty easy. It just says graph x equals 6. What does that mean? It means I got to take the x values and make all my x values 6. So that's going to be a vertical line, because what's my x there? A 6, and a 6 there, and a 6 there. So x is always equal to a 6. If this would have said y equals 6, then I'd have to move everything up and put it like this. This would be y equals 6. This is y equals 5, okay? If it says y equals 4, that'd be y equals 4. But this says x equals 6, right there. All right, ooh, look at this. Y equal, sorry, that's really weird. Hello. Oh, I don't want gray. Don't want that. There we go. It says y equals 0. Well, that's literally on the x-axis. So whenever you see y equals 0, that is on the x-axis. And conversely, if it says x equals 0, that would be your y-axis. And that's it. So, all right. Let's see if we get any more. Let's try that again. All right. We'll do a few more. See if it works. Okay. What does this say? It says, what is the equation of the line? Well, literally, it's right there. It hits the y-axis at a -7. So this line is y equals -7. So all I got to do is just type in y equals -7. Now, if you didn't know that, let's say you're like, I don't know what it is. Well, then just test it. Okay? Like, literally go to Desmos and type in, like, y equals 2. What is y equal 1? What is y equals -7? So you can see what it looks like versus in x equals, which is vertical. So x equals is vertical, y equals is horizontal. That's never going to change. All right? If I die and you have a new algebra teacher, it's not going to change. Y equals always horizontal. X equals is always vertical. Oh, wrong one. Here we go. So it's going to be what? Y equals -7. Boom. That's all you got to do. Okay? What's the slope of a y equals? It's always going to be 0. But I'm not going to keep going because I got to teach other kids, and that's a good question to make sure they know. All right? So that's what you do. Now here's another assignment. The next assignment is intercepts from a graph. This is even easier. So we're just dealing with what's called the x-intercept and the y-intercept. So right now, let's just take a look at this. You don't have to draw this graph if you don't want to, all right? But I'm going to label some things. So if we take a look at this graph, literally right there, that point is what's referred to as the y-intercept. And this point right here is what's referred to as the x-intercept. Now, something you need to know about all x-intercepts, whatever that value is, that y value is going to be 0. Whereas the y-intercept, the x value is always going to be 0, and then you'll have your y value. So all we got to do is find the y value. Well, what's halfway in between 300 and 250? Well, that's a 275. And what's halfway between 100 and 150? That's a 125. Now, if you're not good with halfway in between, that's okay. You can use your calculator. Here's what you could do. All right, let's see here. I could take a 300. I could add a 250 together, press enter, and divide that sucker by half, and you get 275. I could also take a 100 and a 150, add them together, 100 plus 150, press enter, and then divide that sucker by 2, and that's the halfway, 125. All right, so take a look at this. So what is my y-intercept? Well, it's going to be 0, and what did we say right here was a 275, so I type in a 275. And the x-intercept right here is going to be at 125, 0. 125 and a 0. And that's all you got to do. All right, let's take a look at this one. This one's even easier. It says, what's the y-intercept and the x-intercept? Well, the y-intercept is literally between a 2 and a 3. I'm going to call that 0 and a 2.5. And the x-intercept's at 3.5 and a 0. So I'm just going to type in 3.5. So remember, 3.5 is between what? A 3 and a 4, and 2.5 is between a 2 and a 3. Let's do another one. Y-intercept. Y-intercept looks like I'm hitting right there at a -45. So I'm going to type in a 0 and a -45. Because it's right there, and then this one looks like it's right there at -10, 0. Okay, -10 and a 0. Just remember, for the x-intercept, your y is always 0, and for the y-intercept, your x is always equal to 0. It's very, very, very important that you know how to plot your ordered pairs. And last but not least, what's my x-intercept? My x-intercept is at 3, 0. That's my ordered pair, 3, 0, and it looks like my y-intercept is at a 0 and a -10, so I'm just going to type in a 0. And a -10. Now I know I'm going by this really quickly. You can always rewind me and go back and see what I was doing. But just remember, your x-intercept, your y is 0, and your y-intercept, your x is 0. And look how easy that is. And you have a wonderful 100 in your gradebook, and you will feel awesome. So have a good day. Hope this was helpful. And make sure you understand the difference between horizontal lines and vertical lines, and x-intercepts and y-intercepts. And that's it. That's all you got to do. Have a good day.